Hey, I'm Roman, and today I'm in Germany, the perfect place to talk about systems and productivity. With this video, I wanted to share with you my recent discovery of an amazing tool that has helped me cope with the huge amount of tasks that have been piling and draining my energy out of me and become more productive. The tool is very simple. It's called calendar blocking. And why is it so effective? It's because it speaks to the so many things that are on the plate of any business owner who is doing its own work as well, like me. For example, there are many things that requires my attention, like doing the actual work, bringing more business in, doing administrative tasks, designing, strategizing, and that's on the business. I also have a family with 2 kids which require my attention, and I also have my own life, which is things I love doing, spending time with myself to recharge. And I need to sleep, I need to eat, and there's so many things to squeeze into 24 hours that it's almost impossible to do. And what I did earlier before was putting the tasks into the task list, then trying to sort them out based on the urgency, importance, on this 4 quadrants, but then trying to do them. But new tasks have always been coming up and more things needed to be done. And I tried to schedule them in my calendar to devote time to these tasks. And it also didn't work because I, as the majority of people, overestimated the time that requires to do the task. So I put 1 hour, but it took me 2.5 hours, and all other tasks are falling off. And it's only adding to the list of constantly growing number of tasks that needs to be done. And then people are starting to coming up and asking, hey, my wife is coming up and saying, hey, have you done this? What about this? Customers are coming in. Accountant is coming in. A letter from the government, from the tax authorities is received. And only the problems, they're adding and accumulating as a pile. You start losing sleep. You cannot cope with this because the stress is accumulating and you need to do something with it. So I found a solution which really worked amazingly for me, and it continues working. And I'm sharing this with you here because I think it may be very helpful. The solution is called calendar blocking. What is it about? It is about taking these blocks of time that I just described, like the work, the family time, personal time, and sleep as something that you cannot really control, and blocking these chunks of time in your calendar for the whole week. Like, for example, I take my regular day, I usually wake up at 5:30 a.m. Yes, every day I try to wake up 5:30 a.m., but I go to bed before 10, so it works out really well. The whole family is sleeping. That's where my personal time starts, up until 7:30, when I need to wake up my family, to start preparing kids for school. Then I take them to school. That is the family time. Then after I drop kids to school, I go immediately to the gym. And I spend 1.5 hours in the gym doing exercises because physical health is very important. That's again my personal time. After that, I come back home, I have full breakfast, I take a shower and prepare for work. That is the personal block. And then my actual working time starts. And I devote a huge chunk of time to work, say from 11 to 4:30 when my kids are coming back from school. And that's the time I spend working. Then my kids are back, and again, there is a conversation, family dinner, doing homework with kids. That's my family time. And then I take some time, couple of hours to finish working, plan and whatnot. So that's the block of the work time. So if you look at my calendar, it looks like this. I will try to show it to you here. The morning, personal time, work time, family time, personal time, work time, and so on. You see this. And I created in Google Calendar, I created a separate calendar that is called time blocking, and it goes every day, no matter what, it's the same. Well, you can tweak it for weekends if you want to have your weekends. I usually prefer to stick to one regular schedule and move the blocks if needed. But that's the first step. So now you have your week blocked with time. The next step is to take that pile of tasks, a huge pile, at the beginning it's very big, and sort them. Sort them based on this quadrant of the most important, least important, most urgent, and least urgent. And take those which are the most important, most urgent, and put them into these buckets on the calendar. So you have, say, a work time. So the very first thing in the morning, I need to do this, and I block the time. And I block it based on the assumption that it usually takes more time than we anticipate to do this. So I double the time, or 1.5 the time. So it's 50% more. The time that I think it will take me, I block it in my calendar. And this is usually happens on Sundays, so I take all this list, and on Sundays I looked, I have spread it out throughout the week, or the 2 weeks. And then I take the same thing for my tasks for the family, for the kids, for my wife. Add here as well the complexity of being in another country, which is working with administration, papers, immigration, and whatnot. So there are different types of tasks, and I put them all on the calendar. And another topic of the conversation, but I'm using a really cool system. It's called Notion. It's a database, cloud, database-driven system, which very customizable. You can do whatever you want. I run business from it, and it allows a lot of automation. And now using AI, there's lots of stuff to be done. So, in short, here for the tasks, I have the list of tasks there, and I have assigned a property to it. So the task is unassigned, or it is scheduled. And those tasks that have been scheduled, they're removing from the list of the hanging unassigned tasks. So this pile that is above my shoulders, that is putting pressure on me, this pile is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, because I know that the tasks are scheduled, and when the time comes, I will start doing them. Now, the key element, when the time comes, it's really important to work on the task. But this psychologically, now, it's different than just having a pile or just scheduling them, whatever, freely or throughout the week. Why? Because now you understand. When, say, 1 p.m. hits and it's time to do the first task, and there's an hour and a half devoted to this task, I understand that if I don't finish it within the 1 hour and a half, and if I will be procrastinating, then it will be moving forward. It will be moving for tomorrow, squeezing and moving out other tasks which are important. And I can pull up the calendar and see, my goodness, there is no space to this. So I will need to sacrifice with something by not doing it, if I choose not to do this thing. So it really gives a lot of discipline and more responsibility, removes the weight, the stress, at the same time gives you responsibility. So I try to do the work at the allocated time that is on my calendar as efficient as possible. And if I finish it earlier, fantastic. I have free time to do some other stuff, to start doing the second task earlier, or just, relaxing and whatever. But I prefer to do the things. It's, again, the mode you are in, your working mode. It's better not to, getting relaxed at this moment, from my experience. And now you have a system of time blocked for specific activities, and when the time comes to be with my family, I don't work. I spend time with my kids. When it times comes to go to gym or to have my personal time, I don't work. I don't do work, spend time with my family. It is my time. I spend it how I want, and I feel good because I know that it's not sacrificing others, but it is specifically scheduled time which allows me to have this free moment of freedom and moment with myself, etc., or with my family, with my wife, with my kids, going on a date with the wife, and do whatever you want. It's really simple yet so effective. I really recommend you guys trying this, because I was excited after the first week of getting through the tasks that I had been hanging there for so much time. And I'm getting more and more efficient with this. And it's important, especially when you're a business owner. But okay, there's one more thing. If you see that you cannot do all the tasks within the allocated time frames, and the week goes, and the next Sunday comes, and you look back and you see, oh my God, like it didn't go, like it doesn't work. This is the strongest signal for you to start delegating. Because if you do not have time to do all the things that must be done, you must find a way for them to be done by somebody else. You pay their time, you pay them, but you free up your time to do the other things, more important things, etc. But without this, you will just burn out and you will constantly disappointed with life. So that's one thing. And another key element in the beauty of the system is that you not only get organizational skills, like you do not only get efficiency with the way you approach your life and your business, you also get a lot of data. What I mean is that a week passes. At the beginning of the week, you have scheduled your week, you've allocated the tasks into specific buckets, you've devoted specific time for this. Then when next Sunday comes, you look back and you analyze and you see, oh, I overestimate this, or I underestimated that. And next week you plan differently. Next week you plan again differently, and you learn to be more efficient, you learn how to plan, you learn how to organize, and again, you realize that you need to delegate, and you start building systems of delegation. Yeah, that's my rant on this. I really love this system. I will continue working on this, and I will continue sharing with you things that have proven to be effective with me in my life, in my work, because I'm building business in a new country, which is so much fun, guys. Okay, a bientôt.